This session provides a platform for the youth to voice their perspectives and question industry leaders about the role of the younger generations in achieving sustainability and digitalization targets. Please join me in welcoming our moderator, Ahmad AlShahrani, SELA Chief Planning and Performance Director from the Ministry of Energy in Saudi Arabia. As for our panelists, Abdullah Aljarbou, Senior Fellow at KAPSARC. Aseel Al Masoudi, Business Partner at Commercial and Downstream at OQ, and of course, a member of our GPCA Youth Council. And our host yesterday. And of course, Mohamed Almoosawi, the Mechanical Supervisor from GPIC and the co-chair for the Sustainability Sub-Council here in the GPCA Youth Council. Over to you, Ahmed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the organizers. Thank you for the session that we just saw, very insightful. Before I begin, I'll introduce myself. My name is Ahmad AlShahrani. I'm Planning and Performance Director at the Ministry of Energy in Saudi. I'm also the Chief of the Saudi Energy Leaders Assembly, SELA. And I'm very happy to be here today moderating this session, which will focus on energy and youth with the panelists from SELA and the GPCA Youth Council. I'm very happy to have you guys here with us. In this session, we'll be discussing the importance of engaging youth in the global dialogues and including them in the discussions, which is very important for them to be engaged there and talk about the different subjects relating to energy and sustainability and so on. We'll be exploring the different challenges that they might face and all the complexities that we are facing in our industries. Also, we'll be discussing some of the solutions, be it community-driven, personal, or even through academia. I'll give a chance for every panelist to introduce themselves. Maybe you can start with Abdullah.
Thank you, Ahmed. I'm Abdullah Aljarbou. I'm an energy modeler, energy economics modeler in the economics department at King Abdullah Petroleum and Saudi Research Center, KAPSARC in short.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Ahmed. My name is Aseel Al Masoudi. I'm a business partner at OQ and a youth council member at GPCA.
Thank you, Ahmed. I'm Mohamed Almoosawi, Mechanical Maintenance Supervisor and the co-host of the Sustainability Sub-Council of Youth Sub-Council.
Thank you all. We'll start immediately talking about the first question. I'll direct it to Mohamed. What are the main challenges and barriers preventing the youth from becoming more engaged in the international dialogues in the energy sector?
Yes, thank you for this question, Ahmed. I think for us, the youth, we think international dialogue might be a little bit overwhelming. We think maybe it's a bit larger than us. Of course, the engagement will not happen overnight. We need some confidence, we need some knowledge. Maybe, for example, we can start a committee within our companies where we do this dialogue on a smaller scale, gain the confidence, gain the knowledge, and then we'll be able to lead the conversation on a larger and maybe national level, a regional level, and hopefully international level. We have this great example of a youth forum where we have young leaders and young professionals speaking in the youth forum. You've seen them in the youth zone previously in this morning. They are speaking in the youth forum right now. And the next year they'll be speaking in the annual forum, and hopefully we'll see them speaking internationally and leading the dialogue throughout the world.
Thank you, Mohammed. I think that's a very important point. I reflect on this personally, facing the issue of not having the proper channel to go to and get more engaged into the dialogues is really important. However, I'll ask the next question to Abdullah and see what are the roles that the youth can play in shaping the future and the global energy systems.
Yeah, for sure. It's Youth, they hold a pivotal role in shaping the future of the energy system. So they can bring innovation, they can adopt new ideas, their capacity to expand. Their contribution to the field can be intangible. And lastly, they hold a stake in the long-term decision of today's outcome. So the outcome that they will live the outcome for the long term. So they need to be empowered, and maybe we can focus in 3 areas. So one, they can be developed with, they can be included in the education and skill development, whether it is a formal or informal, similar to hackathon or online courses, or in the academia itself. They can be empowered in the inclusive for decision making, similar whether it's town hall or similar to the youth forum here at GPCA, or any other youth forum where they can be brought to the discussion and brought to the table to hear from them and to expand the discussion with their new ideas. And lastly, they need to be given access to resources and networks. So whether it is a mentorship from or coaching or expanding their network with the industry itself. So by providing them with all those resources, they can drive. And usually youth, they are advocates of sustainable solutions, especially for the energy system. So they will be in the front there to drive the transition and what would be good for the long term.
Thank you, Abdullah. I think you mentioned a lot of great points. And I think we are in a very lucky time. We are very lucky at this time, honestly. We have so many channels. GPCA Youth Forum is one of these channels. For us in Saudi, you can contribute through many associations. Sure. SELA is only one of these associations. I think the youth have this chance that wasn't provided in the past. And this is something maybe I'm really passionate about this. Maybe I will talk about it, but on a personal level with anyone who's interested. But I think these communities play a big role in that. I'll move on to another role, which is the educational institutions. So I'll ask this question to Aseel. What role do universities and educational institutions play in providing pathways for the youth to enter and contribute in the energy sector?
Thank you, Ahmed. I think universities play a huge role in shaping how the youth connects to the energy sector. They start off by providing curated programs within the university and educating them on the knowledge. Then, as we've all experienced, they partner up with companies within the industry. And through those partnerships, they then create internships that then the youth get the opportunity to go and get hands-on experience within that organization and get a better understanding of what it feels to work in an energy industry. And of course, forums like these are very important. And I know a lot of your universities have released you for a couple of days to attend this. And this is really important. You have the opportunity to speak with industry leaders, attend panel discussions where they discuss critical topics currently happening, and ultimately leave with learning something new about the energy industry. Moreover, universities also have a direct link to the energy industry, and this is through things like career fairs. So I'm pretty sure everyone's attended a career fair once in their life, or at least have participated in it. And this is something amazing. I recommend everyone to attend the career fair when it happens at university. It gives you the opportunity to run through more than even 50 companies and get a better understanding of not only the energy industry, but different industries and where you fit in best. And of course, if you had to do this alone, it will take months, maybe weeks, it depends on you, but it's a great opportunity. So through all these initiatives, I think it ultimately helps the youth in making an impactful transition to the energy sector.
I think you mentioned the key point. They can't do it alone. So thank you for mentioning that. Also, the educational institutions can't do it alone. So the next question that I'll give to Mohamed is how can the partnerships between academia, industry, and these similar youth initiatives participate in providing these platforms for the youth?
I absolutely love this question, Ahmed, because we have a great example here in the Youth Council. We have initiated several programs where we can try to bridge the gap between the industry and academia. We have a sustainability competition where postgrads and undergrads are competing against each other, where they'll present their projects tackling important and current issues in the world. They will present their projects in front of a panel of experts, like leaders of our industry. We have initiated partnerships between universities and GPCA. We've signed MOUs with different universities. Tomorrow there's going to be an MOU signing ceremony, so be there. We have also a program called Leaders of Tomorrow, where students will visit the industry or visit companies and see firsthand how the industry works, so they'll gain the experience before they graduate. So these programs are only catalysts. In order to utilize them, we need the organizations to come and see the pool of students and professionals that attend these programs. Of course, we need the help of we need the organizations to see these young professionals in order to be able to select their new hires. And for the youth, these are opportunities that are not given, they are seized. They have to go to these programs and be able to show themselves for the public. This way they'll be able to bridge this gap between industry and academia.
Thank you, Mohamed. And I think this leads to a question that since we have a lot of youth present, and they would be expecting, okay, what type of opportunities are there out there for us in terms of careers? So I'll direct the question to Abdullah. What can the energy industry, how can the energy industry create sustainable and meaningful career opportunities for the youth that matches their aspirations and their expectations?
Yeah, for sure. So the energy industry, there are many strategies that they can implement, and we can focus on maybe what I have in my mind, maybe 3 strategies. The first one is align the career path with the sustainable goals. So many of the young generation and many of the youth, they care about the impact that they will do and the impact and how their career can be aligned with whether it is an SDG goal or any sustainable goal for that field. The second strategy that the industry can work on, it's let me just fix this one. So the second one is supporting innovation. So in the previous panel, there was a discussion. There is a gap between academia and industry, and how it can be, who need to work to bridge that gap. And so many of the academia is working on in theoretical work, and industry, not many industry is willing to adapt those theoretical and move it to alpha and beta, and to move it to a final product. So industry can work on supporting incubators and innovation lab, where those ideas from academia that can be developed by fresh mind entrepreneurs, young youth, and be driven because of their ambition. They can be driven and moved from just a theoretical idea to a final product that is ready to be invested in the industries. And the last one is a clear career pathway. So lately, we've been seeing in the market there is a huge jumps between companies. So the tenor before it was, okay, I'm in this job until I retire. But nowadays, when you speak to many companies, they say if we can hold our employees or the new hires for more than 2 years or 3 years, that is the goal. But it shouldn't be that way. But if there is a clear career path that is shown to the young profession, that can attract them and stay for longer in this field.
I think you're absolutely right. Very insightful. The different strategies that are being applied, and career-wise, I think the youth now have more expectation than in the past. So all of these clarifications will help them and guide them in selecting the best career path for them. A final question I'd want to mention is regarding technology. We are in the age of technology, and as we heard in the discussion as well in the panel before, I want to ask, what role can technology and digital engagement play in making the energy sector more attractive and more accessible to the youth? I'll ask this question to Aseel.
Thank you. So technology and digital engagement can completely transform how the youth use the energy industry. As Hilal Kharousi mentioned in his panel discussion, a lot of us spend 3 to 4 or not more hours on social media. And as we can see now, a lot of these energy industries are on social media. They're capitalizing and sharing their initiatives, their sustainability efforts, and the impacts that go along with it. And I think that really strongly resonates with the youth. They always want to see, does the company's initiatives match my initiatives and my goals in my career? And I think the first thing we all do when we want to apply for a job is we go on Google, we search the company, we go on the website, and then we ultimately end up again at social media and check their posts. So if it's nice to see the industry is actively posting. You see some of the companies even posting more than 3 times a day, sharing inputs, projects, statistics, and that's all helping out and sharing what the industry is working on. On top of that, we can look at the tools we have now. We discussed career fairs previously in education, but now with technology, you can have virtual job fairs online. You can have webinars. You can even have VR and AR experiences where you can see this in our youth zone actually. We have a virtual reality experience where you get to go hands-on and get a more fun and interactive way of understanding what's in the energy industry. On top of that, we also have our online platforms. For example, LinkedIn. I think a lot of us are on LinkedIn. We post our initiatives. We say, I'm proud to announce whatever. But it's also a great platform to have online mentors, to connect with industry leaders. And it is that because otherwise you might not have the opportunity to connect with them anyways. I can talk for myself. I have a mentor, but it's not based in the GCC. It's outside the GCC. I connect with them once a month. I reached out to them. I know it sounds daunting, but at the end of the day, you lose nothing. Connect with them, introduce yourself, ask them what goals you want to achieve, and then see if they're the right fit for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aseel. I think the questions were very brief and the answers were very insightful. I'd like to give the chance for you guys maybe to share something with the audience before we conclude our discussion. Maybe you can start with Mohamed.
Yes, Ahmed. I think one of the things that we've been considering and we thought a lot about in the Youth Council is, as I said, is bridging the gap between academia and the industry. It's not easy. It's not easy to get people to get interested in joining these kind of conferences, but once we get them to see what we have and what opportunities we have to offer, they'll come back. I think most of the opportunities given to us here, we're very lucky, by the way. We're extremely lucky to live in this age where technology advancement is happening right where we are progressing with our careers. So in order for us to develop, we need to keep up with this technology. The industry has opportunities for us, and we have to seize these opportunities. Otherwise, we'll remain where we are, and we won't progress further.
That's a very nice message. Aseel?
Actually, I want to capitalize on this opportunity. Mohamed mentioned that we're signing MOUs or LOUs with different universities. And as you can see, it is a great initiative. So if there's anyone in the audience, maybe we don't have a signed MOU with you, but you think this would be something your university would be interested in collaborating in, please connect with me after the session. Thank you.
Abdullah.
For sure. So I think most of the talk that we had was, okay, we're putting a heavy weight in the industry and what it should need and how it is attractive, but there is also a weight in our end as well. So whether we are in the field itself, in the energy field, on how to reach to the field, to the next generation, but also to try to drive some initiative from ourselves and having those industry, adapting them, than just leaving all the way to industry. So it's a shared weight between both the industry and the young generation. So, and that need to be driven from both sides.
Thank you, Abdullah. And I think you gave a good conclusion there. I wanted to just mention something about the youth themselves, because I had so many discussions since I was here, and I see the passion, I see the want of the youth in getting these type of opportunities. My answer was, if I did not go and become one of the SELA members, or I didn't find the different channels, I wouldn't be in GPCA today. We all have our jobs, we all have our tracks, but if you're passionate about something, I think you should pursue it. I think there are many channels. You just need to find the right channel and go through it. So thank you so much, our panelists, and thank you for the audience for accepting us, and for GPCA Youth Forum for hosting us. I think we're concluding now. Thank you so much.